drove 9 experienced hikers to tear their tent open and flee into the freezing wilderness. In the frozen wastelands of the Ural Mountains, 9 young hikers met a mysterious and terrifying end. The Dyatlov Pass Incident, named after their leader Igor Dyatlov, is a tale of confusion, fear, and the unexplained. More than 60 years later, we are still left with more questions than answers. What force, natural or otherwise, could have driven these experienced mountaineers to their doom in such a strange and horrifying manner? In late January 1959, a group of 10 hikers set out on a challenging trek through the Ural Mountains. They were led by Igor Dyatlov, a 23-year-old radio engineering student, known for his leadership and experience in mountain expeditions. The group consisted of 8 men and 2 women, all experienced and physically fit, accustomed to the harsh conditions of the Russian wilderness. The journey began smoothly, with the group documenting their adventure through journals and photographs. They were excited, full of energy, and looking forward to reaching a Torten mountain. However, one member of the group, Yuri was forced to turn back due to illness. As it turned out, his decision to leave the expedition would save his life. On February 1st, the remaining 9 hikers made their way up the slopes of Kolatsiakl, a mountain whose name ominously translates to Dead Mountain in the local Mansi language. Due to worsening weather conditions, they decided to set up camp on an exposed slope rather than move to a more sheltered area. It was a decision that would prove fatal. That night, something happened that caused the hikers to panic. In the middle of the night, they tore through their tent from the inside and fled into the freezing cold, many of them wearing only socks or even barefoot in the deep snow. The temperature was well below freezing, and the wind howled through the mountains, making survival outside the tent almost impossible. When the group failed to return on February 12th, as planned, search and rescue teams were sent to find them. What they discovered was nothing short of horrifying. The tent was found first, partially buried in snow, and ripped open from the inside. It was clear that something had terrified the hikers, enough to make them abandon their shelter without even putting on proper clothing. As the search continued, the bodies were discovered at various distances from the tent. The first 2 bodies were found near the edge of the forest, under a large cedar tree. They were dressed only in their underwear, and their hands were severely bruised, as if they had tried to climb the tree in desperation. A few meters away, the remains of a small fire were found. 3 more bodies, including that of Igor Dyatlov, were found between the cedar tree and the tent, positioned as if they were attempting to return to the campsite, but had succumbed to the cold before they could make it back. These bodies showed signs of hypothermia, but no other unusual injuries. It wasn't until 2 months later that the remaining 4 hikers were found, buried under 4 meters of snow in a ravine further into the forest. This discovery deepened the mystery. These hikers had suffered catastrophic injuries. 2 had fractured ribs, 1 had a crushed skull, and another was found without a tongue. The injuries were so severe that forensic experts compared them to those sustained in a car crash. Yet there were no external wounds or signs of struggle. Adding to the mystery, some of the hikers' clothing was found to be highly radioactive. The source of this radiation has never been explained, and it led to speculation about secret Soviet military experiments or a nuclear accident. The authorities quickly closed the case, concluding that the hikers had died due to a compelling natural force. But this vague explanation only fueled further speculation. The Dyatlov Pass Incident is a story of fear, desperation, and the unknown. Despite multiple investigations, the truth of what happened on that cold, dark night in the Ural Mountains remains hidden, locked away in the frozen earth. For the families of the victims, and for the many who have tried to unravel the mystery, the question lingers: what force, natural or otherwise, could have driven 9 experienced hikers to their deaths in such a terrifying and inexplicable way. If this story sent chills down your spine, subscribe and join us as we explore more of the world's most chilling unsolved mysteries.